Hi, this is health and fitness coach Khamari Smith. I'm just tuning in for a couple minutes to kind of give some background of who I am and why I became a fitness coach. I'm sure you see me online on Instagram and Facebook uh, posting, and some of you folks know who I am and may know me from growing up, and others completely have no idea who I am. But you might just like my post and found me. Basically, I like most people, grew up partying and having a good time and so forth, and reached a point in my life where the party just wouldn't stop. So I spent about 15 solid years as a smoker and a drinker. So this wasn't just a weekend thing. I smoked every day, and I also drank pretty much every day for about 10 of those years. I would drink about a six-pack every day. And, I wasn't like a sloppy drunk person or anything like that, but it was like that casual drink. A lot of folks come home and they have, that level increased for me and it got to about six. So I reached a point where I just realized, I was looking around the people that were around me that were a little bit older, and I realized that some of them had the same patterns, except they drank a little bit more or they drank heavier alcohol. So I realized that this pattern just doesn't stop just because you get older, and you all of a sudden one day just say you get mature and you stop. It'll follow you the rest of your life. It will stop you from achieving things in your life. It will cripple you and stop you from getting results, from things that you do in life, things that you touch, things that you take on. They won't have as much oomph behind them because you may be too entrapped in those other things. So for me, that's why I knew I had to let go, because I wanted to be a better version of myself, and I knew that I couldn't take alcohol with me. So, and for some people it may be different. You might be able to do it on the weekends or here and there, and balance it out. But for me, I knew I couldn't. There was no balance. So I quit. So this is about 9 years that I've had now that I haven't drank or haven't smoked. But when I stopped, one of the things that I had turned to was health and fitness, and it would kind of unknowingly happen as I began to walk around the block, and those walks turned into trots around the block. Every time I needed a cigarette, I would literally trot around the block until I lost my breath, so that I remembered why I was quitting, because I'd be short of breath and gagging, then I wouldn't want a cigarette. So I did that until finally the trots turned into slow jogs, and those slow jogs turned into me just non-stoppingly just kind of run around once, twice, 3 to 4 times, and before I knew it, I was taking off, and I was running around it 5 times, and then finally one day I took myself out to a track that was about a mile, and I meant to run just half of it. When I got halfway, I felt that glow, and I just went for the whole mile, and it was very uplifting feeling, because that was only about 3 months after I had quit. So I realized the potential that still existed. And a lot of times when I talk to people about their health and their fitness nowadays, I can see where that type of feeling that you can't do better shows up in eating habits for people too. That because you're trying to make those excuses, you kind of leave yourself stuck where you allow your temptations or your appetite to dictate to you, rather than take control back and change your appetite, that what you allow in your life. Because as humans, we want things, we take on habits. We want to consume certain things. The body wants certain things. So depending on what you put in is going to determine a lot of what you get out, and what you look like when you're 30 or when you're 40. I'm 40. I don't feel 40. From experience in my life, I do feel, older, but not beat up or anything like that. So that's what led me to becoming a health and fitness coach, because I want to take other people who will let go and say, stop making excuses and just allow, to allow yourself to become a better version. And it's not an easy ride. But on the other side of it is such a good feeling. Like, you won't be the same person from A to Z. When you see those pictures, those before pictures of people, and you see them, they look, heavy, and then the next picture you see them, they look different, they're slim, and they look more confident. Well, they don't just look more confident, they actually are more confident, because when you go through that transition, you change. So, it's a real spiritual thing that happens when you go on those health and fitness journeys. So, I'm very passionate about it and like to see people go from that progression. And whether it be your struggle is with, food, or whether it be, alcohol, cigarettes, those are the type of, people that I want to, to take on. I want to, kind of guide those people and get them to better places that deep down that they keep telling themselves that they deserve to be. You deserve to be there. You just have to stop making the excuses and stop saying it's going to be one day, because it's not going to be one day. It's going to be never if you don't put your foot down and finally make that decision that today is that day. So there'll be some more videos from me. I don't want this one to get too much longer, because I know people have short attention spans, but thanks for tuning in for as long as you have here, and I'll see you on the web. Bye.